applicant is an unnecessary hardship caused by the physical surroundings, lot shape, or topography of the subject property, rather than the proposed use being inappropriate for the subject property or incompatible with its surroundings, or another mere inconvenience to the applicant. The hardship claimed by the applicant is not solely economic in nature, such as an attempt to avoid expenses related to meeting the otherwise applicable provisions, or a desire to increase the applicant's profit margin for such development. The requested variance will not diminish the condition or value of other properties in the vicinity or inhibit the rights of others to use their property in a lawful manner and enjoy the benefits gained from such uses. The requested variance will not result in an inadequate supply of light or air to adjacent property, create a substantial increase to congestion on public roadways, disproportionately impact public utilities, system service, or capacity, impose a flood or fire hazard, or otherwise endanger the public health, safety, or welfare. Background: the applicant has plans to build a multi-tenant strip center with a drive-through on the property. The applicant is requesting variance to reduce the front yard, rear yard, and required parking. The applicant needs to have a specific building placement to allow parking, drive-through access, and enough building space for other tenants. Reduced front yard setback along Oliver Street and reduced rear yard setback while still respecting the front yard setback along Kechi Road will help with the placement of the building, parking access, and drive-through access. During the reconstruction of the Kechi Road and Oliver Street intersection, one point of access, driveway, was put on the northeastern part of the property. The property owner does not want to include driveway access off of Oliver Street, given the new intersection utilities and the frontage along Oliver Street being narrower. The applicant is proposing the building to be 5,025 square feet. Article 7.3 of the Kechi zoning regulations requires multi-tenant strip centers to have a minimum of one parking stall per 200 square feet of floor space. Given the applicant's plans, building size, and drive-through, parking is only feasible for 16 stalls, including one ADA compliant stall, for a total of just 16. That one ADA is included in the 16. There are a total of 7 stalls adjacent to the property in the right-of-way along 61st Street North or Kechi Road. While these 7 stalls cannot be included in the total required parking due to being off property and not owned by the applicant, they can still be considered by the BZA when they make their decision. Rezoning case Z 2025-07 has been presented to the Planning Commission but still needs to be heard by council. The subject site is not platted and the applicant will initiate the platting process once all cases are resolved. All other cases have been withdrawn or deemed not necessary. Those are the ones that are on the agenda that were originally sent out, and we withdrew them because one was for a PDO and another one for a different variance, but those were withdrawn. The five criteria for granting a variance. The request for a variance must arise out of a condition which is unique to the property. Staff analysis. The plans and size of the lot create a unique condition for the applicant to work with. 2, staff do not see the rights of adjacent property owners being adversely affected. The Kechi zoning regulations require a visual buffer for C2 zoning lots when adjacent to lots with single-family residential use. The applicant is required to and is planning on a privacy fence on the south and east side of the property. 3, strict application of the regulations would require the applicant to develop with a much smaller building due to parking requirements and building placement. 4, the reduction to front and rear yard setbacks and parking requirements will not change the supply of air or light, has no impact on the public streets, fire danger, endangerment to public safety, or reduction or diminishment of property values in the neighborhood. 5, granting the variance will not oppose the spirit or intent of the zoning regulations. Recommendation: should the board determine that all 5 conditions necessary for granting the variance can be found to exist, then it is the recommendation of the zoning administrator that the variance to allow a reduction to the front yard setback along Oliver Street, reduction to the rear yard setback, and reduction to the required parking be granted, subject to the following conditions. 1, The variance will not be in effect until case Z 2025-07 to rezone from C1 to C2 has been approved by city council. 2, development and maintenance of the site shall be in conformance with the approved site plan. Again, we've got the aerial map showing the property, zoning, location, and northeast, south, and west pictures. And of course, the last page is the site plan.
So how many total stalls is there supposed to be parking on?
26. The plan here has 16 total.
Yes.
So they're asking for a reduction from 26 to 16. They originally, they wanted to include the 7 stalls up here, but
Can't
since,
do that.
exactly,
Correct.
yeah.
Any other questions for Justin? Any questions for the applicant? You didn't have anything else to say, Lance? Is that your name? Or what was your?
Kurt?
Kurt, sorry. Do you have anything to say?
I'd be glad to answer any questions. The building setbacks, the way we have it now, if it was C2 zoning would be fine, but the R2 zoning has a lot larger setbacks, like 35 feet on both of the street sides, which we don't meet that, obviously.
So you mean you said C2, but under the C1?
Under the C1, we would meet the setbacks. Under C2, we do not, which is why we're asking for the variance. As far as the parking, right now, the requirement is 1 space for every 200 square feet. If you look at other places around, like Wichita, let's say, it's 1 for every, well, it's 3 per 1,000, so 1 for every 233 square feet. So other communities around here have less parking requirement. And a lot of the reason they do that is say, well, it's walkable, people walk and they take their bikes and all that kind of stuff. So you don't need as many parking spaces.
Do you have an idea of how you're gonna divide that up? You know, like how many units will be?
Right now, they're looking at doing a shell, and then as they find tenants, they'll,
So this is 5,000 square feet?
it was 5,200, I think, or something
5,200,
like
so
that.
if you had it 1,000 square foot, that'd be 5 units. So if you had 5 units and you had 2 people per unit employees, that would be 10 parking spots.
Right.
Okay.
But the parking requirements are based on the size of the building, not
Right.
how they're
looking
used and that
right,
type of thing.
you know, what it's gonna be.
And with not knowing what the tenants are, I mean, you're gonna have some that maybe
Want
have
2,000?
1 employee or another one that has 2, and you may have one that only has, 2 or 3 people come in there during the day. So it's really hard to, without knowing exactly what the tenants are, it's hard to project it. And then, as things progress over time, tenants change, that type of thing, so.
So you're looking at a coffee shop. Are you leaning more towards certain things? I mean, like, are you leaning more towards,
That doesn't really matter because it's gonna depend on the economy, what people wanna put in there.
right?
Yeah, they'll put
That's
whatever-
the whole deal, I mean,
Whatever somebody wants.
yeah,
That
it could
falls
be
within.
eating
Right.
establishment,
allowed.
it could
Right.
be lots of different things.
Right?
And here you're taking, 10 stalls away that they may need, they may not need,
Right.
but then a lot of it's gonna depend too on the playhouse. He's saying, well, the playhouse people can park over there. Okay, then that's perfectly fine. But if it's an eating establishment,
Yes,
well, now you've done lost all your parking
right.
for the people, you know, that's coming to the playhouse.
Mhm.
But if there is nothing in there, it's a good place for everybody to come park. I mean, it's 10 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, depending what's in there, they may all be during the day, closed at 5.
Yeah, they may
And
close
then
at
at
5
night,
o'clock.
it's all
I mean,
open for the playhouse.
You don't know, but you're giving up, you know, 10 parking holes
Mhm.
that if that thing's full and there's lots of people there, you know, that's the 10 people that work in that strip mall. Now they're taking up, you only got 6 stalls left, you know, because everybody's at the playhouse parked on the street. I mean, I don't know, I'm just
Right.
throwing it out there.
Well, he's not building it to provide parking for the playhouse. He's just
Right.
saying that they can use it.
Yes,
Right.
But, you
and
know,
I understand that part of it too.
You're saying that you gotta have enough,
But
For
you
your-
gotta sit there and you
yeah.
gotta think about all the different scenarios.
well, they're gonna do just like they do with everything else, right? So, you know, you've got down the street, you got people that park across from Tap House. That little thing, then they walk,
that's another parking lot.
so they walk from that.
But we don't have a off-site parking lot. I mean, if somebody can't get in, they'll have to park their cars or in my
Right.
shop
Where,
right here.
where
right now.
is the, where do you, what do you plan to do to mitigate for the parking overflow? Where, if all the spots are full,
Yeah, what do you,
where will the customers park?
They could park in the 7 spots out front.
Sure, I'm saying all 16 and the 7 are
Yep.
gone. What's
If
next?
that's the case, then we're only like 2 short of what's required.
Or you're 10 short.
Well, no, if we include that 7,
You can't include those.
I understand that, but
So
the
you're
question,
10 short.
but the question was if those are taken and those are taken, then we're really only 2 short because we've already taken 23
But
spaces.
you can't figure those.
No, he's trying to answer Eric's
I
question.
understand, but he's,
overflow.
I understand what he's saying, but you're still 10 short.
well,
According to the regulations.
Yes.
Right, according to regulations.
yeah, but still, the question is, all those stalls are taken. Where are people gonna park after that?
That would apply to any business. If all the stalls are taken in any business, where are the people gonna park in an overflow situation?
Yeah, they would be, I mean, they would,
They will find a place to park or they won't go there.
it's like when
That's what it boils down to.
Card has a, you know, they're filled up and they park over in IRA or over in those 7 for the playhouse.
Right.
Playhouse has to park over in the card.
You know, as this fills up, as tenants move in, if somebody says, I need 20 parking spaces, they're gonna look at, I don't have 20, and they're not gonna move in. It'll take care of itself over time.
And it depends on the tenant. There
Yeah.
could be just 2 people working there in the building, in one of the suites. But we don't know that.
Okay. Anything else? Good point. Thank you.
Mhm.
We'll now move on to public comments. You guys wanna look for this? Raise your hand if you'd like to speak.
I guess it's just a reiteration of what I talked about before. The south side, the easement will be an issue for me, even with a fence. You know, you're gonna have people throwing over trash, you're gonna deal with the noise from traffic. Just the general day-to-day, having cars flying back around, there's just gonna be a different deal. I love my place, you know, I'm a big caretaker of my place, and, it's defeating to see something like this roll in next door. So, I don't wanna fight it, I feel like there's not much I can do, but, you know, I'm here, so. Just
Thank you.
hoping for the best.
Anybody else?
Patrick Matson, we have a lot to the west. Me and my brothers own the place, and we believe that they should adhere to the zoning regulations. they just wanna throw them out. And I'm reminded of the old saying, you know, you can't put 10 pounds or 12 pounds of poop in a 10-pound sack, and that's kind of what it reminds me of trying to do here, so, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, if there's no other speakers, go ahead and close the meeting, public comment, any further public comment? We'll go to begin deliberations, so go to those are 6 things that Dustin went through.
The variances?
5 criteria for granting. The first one, the request for a variance must arise from a condition which is unique to the property in question, is not ordinarily found in the same zone or district, and is not created by an action or actions of the property owner or applicant. So, one thing, it is created by the property owner because the size of the building requires 26 parking spots. So they don't have to go with that size building. Now, if they want that size building and make the 26 parking spots, they have to be on a bigger lot. So I think it is created by the applicant. Do you agree?
I agree.
Anybody disagree? Okay, number 2, the granting of a variance shall not adversely affect the rights of adjacent property owners or residents. And I would say it does affect the property to the south.
I would agree.
Yes.
Anybody disagree? Number 3 criteria, the strict application of these regulations will cause unnecessary hardship upon the property owner represented in the application.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah. Well, as he's got it undefined. Yep. Thank you. Number 4, the granting of a variance shall not adversely affect the public health, safety, morals, order, convenience of property, or general welfare. Well, okay, for the,
I think it impacts the person, the property to the south.
Yeah.
well, I was wondering if it's the granting of a variance shall not adversely affect the public health, safety.
Okay.
The variance is
I-
for the front
Yep.
and the back. It's not gonna really, those aren't gonna adversely affect the,
General public.
yeah, the parking spots could, you know, parking could be a concern. Agree? Number 5, the granting of a variance will not be opposed to the spirit and intent of the zoning regulations. Well, the only reason that we're granting a variance on this is because C two doesn't allow the front and the back, but C one does. This would apply, this would be okay for C one. C one allows you to have exactly what they're asking for. The granting of the variance will not be opposed to the spirit and intent of the zoning regulation. One thing that we have in Kechi is we have a lack of parking. We've talked about that before, like the Playhouse doesn't have
Oh, yeah.
hardly anything. I mean, now they have 7 that they can use
Right.
the street there.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is kind of a weird question, but. Yeah, any suggestions?
Well, it even says down here that the variance will not be in effect until the other case, a rezone from C1 to C2 has been approved by the city council, so.
Yeah, well, I was just talking about the, if we wanna add something, Dustin says the granting the variance will not oppose the spirit of the town of the zoning regulation. Is that true? You're okay? Are you okay with that? Okay. Okay, now. So, if, so the council can do, I guess, a couple things. They can send it back, I guess, or they, well, actually, the council don't, this is we have final approval on this thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
You guys
So
are,
we don't send it to, this is actually, for us to approve and deny, it doesn't go anyplace else unless they fight it and it goes to the court. You guys got anything else you wanna talk about that? So basically, on these 5 items that we just went to, you have to meet all 5 of those to approve this. That's correct, right? Look at the, according to Board of Zoning Appeals.
That says that all 5 conditions necessary for the granting of the variance can be found to exist.
Yep. So, I'm up to a motion.
So,
So it's not 2, because we didn't adopt his findings. What you guys wanna do? Entertain motion.
What are we motioning on? Cause if we leave it at C1, then we
Yeah,
don't
you
have to
don't-
do the setbacks.
Right.
The only thing we have to
Well,
agree on is the parking spots,
One-
correct?
Yeah, one motion would be to table. I mean, basically, yeah, if they don't grant it and it stays C1, two of these are approved
They
already.
go away.
Yeah. And the third one is parking and,
I have a
And
hard
until
time
we
giving
know-
up 10 spots.
Hmm?
I have a hard time giving up 10 spots. I'd give up some, but not 10.
So do we need to,
Yeah.
do we need to vote on all three things as a package deal? Or do we go through each one?
Well,
Eric, to answer that question, if you can find the words correctly, you, and I say you, but, you can approve certain ones and deny other ones, if you wish.
So why don't we just table it until we find out what the council's gonna do, and then go on from there? Would probably be the smartest way.
Make a motion?
I have a motion to table it.
Oh, I think so.
I have no idea where all that's at.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yep.
That's motion one,
What's the next meeting?
Council meetings
Thursday.
Thursday?
November 13th.
Oh,
Read number one.
Oh, council meeting? Council meeting?
yeah.
No, no, no,
Council.
planning meeting.
Planning, 11.
11?
Yeah, November 11th. I don't actually, hold on.
Just read number one.
We're close.
Clear the five, each five.
It'll be Veterans Day, but we can still have the meeting on November 11th if we have to.
I'm not gonna be here that week anyway, so.
She's gonna be behind us.
That still puts the planning commission before the next council meeting, right? And they wanna postpone until after the council meeting.
That's true.
Yeah, it'd be December.
Who you got?
Yeah.
No,
Because you're wanting,
December 13th.
You got,
well, are you tabling it
you got
for,
a council meeting, you got two a month.
Not November.
not November, December?
Well,
Well, when's the next council meeting?
Next week.
Well, next week, but we can't get it on the agenda for next week.
What if we did
Has
a
to be.
special meeting?
In November, I'd have to ask them.
So we have,
For the planning
we have,
commission.
yeah, we have council on the 13th and have a special meeting that following Tuesday.
Go ahead and read this one.
We'd have, yeah, the mayor would have to call a special meeting. I can't authorize that.
Can,
Until,
meeting,
until,
you can't get it on there, just because
we can,
That's 2 days. Is that what it is?
Can't get what on what?
Oh, you said you couldn't get it into the next council meeting. Is that
The
because?
zoning case, right?
the zoning
Yeah.
case will go
Right,
November the 13th.
we need a protest period of 20 days.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that'd go November 13th, and if the mayor would call a special meeting, we could have another planning commission meeting that following Tuesday, but we can't set that, the mayor has to do it.
So I move that the public hearing be recessed until further notice. Will that work, instead of putting a date on there?
No, we need to put it,
No, you don't wanna put a date, cause we can't put a date, cause we don't know a date.
put 12.
No,
You
Don't-
can't
don't
put
put
this one
no-
because it won't be.
until further notice. Then that way, it can come back to us when they get it done.
Okay.
I don't see why you can't just do it
Okay.
indefinitely.
Until further notice. Okay, so, do I have a second?
Second?
Okay, so Oscar made a motion that the public hearing be recessed until further notice, until the governing body can vote on the zoning change. And Oscar and Eric, second. All in favor? Aye, all opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Okay, now,
I so move.
move to adjourn,
I second.
Eric seconds. All in
You guys,
favor?
real quick, you guys can't adjourn, you have to reconvene back as planning
Oh,
commission,
yeah,
then
okay,
adjourn.
I'm sorry.
I need you for another 10 seconds.
Okay, we, let's see, that one you have to,
It's right there. Page five.
I wish we will recess the zoning board of appeals and reconvene the planning commission. Second,
Second.
second by Oscar, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries unanimous. Motion to adjourn,
I so
second
moved.
by Eric, all in favor?
Yeah.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries unanimous.
Thanks, guys.